Hello, everybody. This is Lance of Lance Armory, and I'm here to give you my monthly update of like what I've done in the month of June and what's planned, how far I've gotten on things, where I am on certain avatars, and stuff like that. And kind of giving you like an overall look of what I've been doing. There might be cuts in this video. I'm not 100% sure. Just depends on how I actually feel of doing this video. So, Jaeger is no longer going to be called Jaeger. He's going to be called Fenrir. Jaeger is actually going to be a Dragon Wolf hybrid that I will be making out of this, but it's going to be a separate avatar. That is my plan because Artemis is, well, another goddess. So I was like, you know what? Let me call him Fenrir. But there will be an avatar that will be Jaeger, and it's not this one. It is this one, but like an evolution, because it's actually going to be like my quote unquote Sona bill, which is a dragon wolf, but looks more like a werewolf. Essentially, a werewolf that had the soul of a dragon. So when he got cursed with lycanthropy, his werewolf nature has a lot of drag aspects to it, but mostly looks like this. It has like wings and like scales and stuff like that. Anywho, we're going into all that. I'm not really sure what I'm actually going to go over. I just know that I said that I would do this video, and so I'm going to do this video. But yeah, so this is the, I guess you could say, the hunter outfit setup. That's semi like dress up, because you got the male corset. Also have hunter mask. This one's not quite finished in its current build. I still gotta do some tweaking. Have got a lot of texture work to do, as well as a lot of like clothing that I'm wanting to make. So instead of like basically clothing I want to make, and then like combining the clothing sets to where it's like one texture, so it's not taking up as much texture memory. And so like I get like the small items also like all on like one texture sheet kind of thing, so like I could get more bang for my buck and whatnot. But yeah, so that's what I have planned doing. I've made a few clothing items, a few things, like for instance, I don't know if I had the hat in the last deal, but this is the hat I made. It has a bunch of built-in shapes to make it look like a bunch of different like style hats. Right now I only have one texture set for it, and it will be sold as is, like as its own like asset thing. I give you a gander what that's looking like. So Jaeger will have it, and the updated Artemis, which I am working on, fixing some things, planning on like making some more like clothing items possibly, instead of like refits. I'm gonna try to get away from refits, simply because like if I just want to sell like the clothing like as an add-on to avatars, like the avatars I make, I can. Or like every like commercial clothing item is like only on complete avatars. I'm like, which I get, because it's like if I refit it, it's like resell, but like like it should just be like, because when I'm gonna do it, it's like if you sell like the clothing I make and you sell it for double, basically, or a certain like percentage like over when I made it credited, you'd be like, oh, this is a refit of this, and then you can like wear it on other avatars. Because I don't have really time to do it, and I don't really care that much to fit other avatars anymore. Simply just because I can't make any money off of doing that. And apparently, avatar work is very lucrative. Like even like not even getting like a whole lot of sales comparatively to like a lot of other people. Like you can actually make pretty decent money at this, which a lot of my family and stuff is like, how the fuck? And I'm like, yeah, I was like, right there. Anyways, I also made King's Chain, which Jaeger's going to get. I'm also going to sell it separately. So this one has the Ankylier. It's a protection rune, but it also has Tears rune with like T. So it's like inside of it, so you can like swap them between the two. And it's ooh. Oh yeah, I also have it to where I I'm pretty proud of this King chain. It's actually, this particular chain is actually the one I've been wearing for almost 2 decades. Like I've had this King's chain. Yeah, pretty goddamn close to 2 decades actually. Like 15 years or so. Fuck, what did I get it? So I think I got my first one. I've definitely had it since 2011. So, yeah, 15 years then. Yeah, that sounds about right. I didn't make this vest, but I do plan on making a couple of these different clothing because I've gotten a lot better at making just like clothing and like texturing and stuff. Sad part is Jaeger would technically be finished right now if it wasn't for one thing I'd be keeping running into. Like he's like 90% finished. I even got so there is a toggle to motherfucker. There is a toggle to where if you still want like gestures on, but you don't want to do the tongue thing all the time. So like it's rocker or flip off, because who the fuck wants to actually do rocker? I mean like rocker, but this video is gonna be long. I also haven't been on a whole lot in the last 2 weeks because I've been working on stuff. Jaeger will be getting this revolver. Artemis technically has this revolver in her kit. You just have to look for it, but I never actually attached it to her. And I may or may not do a tactical set for Jaeger. I have a couple of things for it, but I haven't really started any of the actual stuff. I'm going to also be making a holster for either the revolver or a handgun deal, which I've already made. I just haven't textured it. Along with like a lot of other things that I've actually made, I just haven't textured it. And like I said, one of the reasons why I haven't is because let me take that off. Also, he's got like a fitted shirt. Shirt actually made and fully textured, but then again, I do all my textures. So there is an issue specifically around the wrist. You can't really see it. It's not super noticeable. Also, right now, I have one of the blend shapes off for the extra muscle, but it is also exactly right there where the hand is fucked, and that's because where I cut the UVs at. I need to literally redo my Substance Painter again for the 4th time, and just move the cut down, because I was looking at Artemis, I'm like, the hand chop is the same, but the deal with where the wrist is, and then when this part of the hand gets laid out, it's more stretched. So I need to move that cut further up. But also, I've been looking at like other models and like taking them apart and learning how like they're made, and like not even VR chat models, just like literally like models, and then like learning like rigging and stuff. Granted, most of these are for rendering type stuff, so they're like Blender renders, as well as like some game models. I'm just like, okay, how did they do this? And I'm like, I've been learning a lot and doing a fuck ton of like fixing, lots and lots of fixing. So also, like, look at this fucking texture. Oh god. Ooh, sexy. Also, right now, I don't have a toggle to turn off the harness because I like the harness, so I just kind of keep the harness on. But also, it's kind of like nipple coverings. Also, I've pretty much finished the face tracking because I didn't have the ear tracking done for Jaeger. Got all the blend shapes and everything, and I'm just literally having this issue with the wrist and the Substance Painter, because like literally it's basically like this area is like large on the sheet and this area is like smaller on the sheet, but if I make the cut go up, I'm fairly certain that'll fix it. But that also means I'll have to fix my textures and retexture this motherfucker for the 4th time. So this is actually like the 4th iteration of textures, so I've gotten pretty decent at texturing at this point. Problem is, I really like the teeth on this one. I think I did really, really good. Anyways, let me put on my tops and bottoms. I'm gonna go into the other avatar I've been working on, Jade, which is a multi-race and male-female avatar. Well, technically it's female to male avatar, and I really like the way she's looking, or way they are. Yeah, let's say they. This is like the only time I would actually say they. Also, I've been working on another Artemis texture. I don't know. We'll do Jade first. So this is a Jade, the yokai. So, because she's a yokai, she could turn into different races and whatnot. Because she's a demon, which is the main reason why I'm in this world. Because she's pretty much one of the avatars I've been really working on. So she has big perky bit titties and a super jiggle ass. I think actually more jiggly than my shark. She is what I call thick fit. Like, she's not muscle mommy, but she is muscular. Like, she's fit, but she's bottom heavy. So, like, thick fit. Let's go ahead and turn off glasses and that. We're gonna get a good look at her. Yeah, good look at her, and it's straight to tits. So her face is super customizable. And this is in game. It's even more so outside of game. But basically, this is an edit of, like, this head was Artemis's head. Just heavily modified, but yeah, this is a. Well, you know what? Let's go into the head customizations. Alright, so you can make the ears go down or back down. And then you can also scale them up. Although I wanna make it a little bit better on the back. Like, it's almost there. I feel like I can make it look a little bit better, especially when it's. But the problem is, like, as you can see, if I close my eyes with the eye tracking, so if you have ear tracking on when they're down, it can do kind of weird things. So it's like, that's something I'm kind of working on. And then, so then you, like, put them back up. So this is with them all the way maximum size. Then you can make them small, kind of do like a chipmunk look type deal. If I made them like a little bit smaller, I could totally like pull off like a chipmunk look. Then we'll go to default. We also have a lot of hairs. All these hairs I made. Technically, I didn't make these bangs. I'm actually probably going to get rid of these bangs. I don't really like them all that much. You just have a ponytail with like the under fluff look. And then kind of like, I think I'm actually going to make this her default look. Also thinking about giving her a headband. She totally looks like a headband. You got the side floof with the let's do this so I can actually see. So this hair I will probably be releasing separately as well. But I probably won't release it until after she's been finished. Then, have, the main, like her with like a little side bang. And then we have this, which is the the mohawk, like yin type mane thing, which I'm probably going to add hair bones for the back here, so these also move. But the reason why they currently don't is because this also has where you turn off that and then you just have like a little short ponytail hair. I'm thinking about changing the hair fizz on this. I don't know yet. And then, oof, no hair. My eyelash is going through my cheeks because, like, it's doing the squint at the same time. Sad day. All right. I said she's multiracial. Multiracial. Racist. She's racist. She's racist. We have the cat. Meow. I call it the lynx. Can't forget the fangs. I might have to make the inside of the mouth a little less red. I don't know. It also depends on the world. Some worlds it actually looks pink. This world it looks red as fuck. A little bit more red than I would like. I might have to tweak that a bit. Alright, so we're also basically that could be a bobtail, right? Scale the tail back down. Got a regular cat tail. And you have like a lion tail, which I'm also going to use it for the back because I'm also thinking about having a bat like arms. So that way when you turn it into the Finnick Fox, you could actually just be bat instead. Now there's also a nose bat blend shape thing to actually make it look more bat. And then you have a big snow leopard tail. Which all the way, these are all the same tail with the different blitz shapes. And then you have the wolf tail. Which this one is not Artemis's tail. This is like a remake that I did. I think Tabitha's tail. This is actually more like Tabitha's tail. It's still not quite Tabitha's tail. Just me reworking stuff. Alright. I think I'm gonna tweak the eye line so when it's this face, it actually pulls the eye line down, or at least fix it to where that texture is. The reason why a lot of times I usually don't finish the deal So I'll do the texture, so that way I know when I move my topology and stuff, that way stuff relines and looks good. So there's that. Oh my. I also had a tooth infection the last few weeks, which basically irritates my ear. Head. Then you have. Okay, without hair, I would say this is like the least good looking one. So like Artemis has like a big, thick neck to the back, which I think looks really good. Because like, wolves have like big muscular back neck that like kind of hunches over. So this one's kind of like fox, or I mean, technically this could be like quote unquote coyote. And then since you can scale the ears, so you can have giant fucking ears that are retarded. But they're well weight painted, so this is just scaling quite literally. Then you can have it like this. But my favorite face that I've done is the Phoenix Fox. I think this, like this head size and all this stuff, I think this one looks the best out of all 4 of them. Like I thought about just like going, you know what, fuck it, just Phoenix Fox. Fuck all the other deals. Well, some other people might like the other ones, so it's like, But I think the Phoenix Fox look, especially with these giant ears. Ah! Oh. Yeah, basically I made a bunny, and I was like, I could just make like a Phoenix Fox. Phoenix Foxes have like big ears, and then I made a Phoenix Fox. And then I also was like, well, since it was already the wolf head, I'm like, well, I can make a lynx. Lynx kind of have big ears too, so it's pretty much like the big-eared animal shapes, I guess. And then me doing a whole like new ear bone rigging so that you can control them. So. Oh, look at that tongue. What else? Oh yeah, let's put hair back on. One of these hair comment. Yeah, for some reason I have like a whole animation point where the front bangs don't have any like fizz bones. Don't ask me how I pulled that off, but I fucking did. Like literally, I kind of just want to release it as this fucking Phoenix Fox. I think it's so cool. Alright. I already knew this was going to be long as fuck. Let's go through the outfits. This is not a showcase. This is me going, yes, I did things. I made stuff. I feel accomplished. I really like the way this avatar is coming out. Let's do clothing. It's clothing. So this also could do mail, which some of the clipping is not fixed for that, and some of the clothing on this is not completely fixed either. So this is like, quote unquote, the ninja yokai default outfit. I'm doing like a samurai and like street punk, and then like a comfy. I think that's what I'm going to end up doing with this avatar. My particles are still not on. So I accidentally turned off my disappear particles. I was messing with them. I was trying to optimize them so they wouldn't be laggy for like the disappear effect. Testing that out and whatnot, like limiting the particles, make it a little less. I don't know which particle. Also, apparently, I forgot to animate the disappear on these arms. Dark onesie, which I'm actually going to finalize this and actually make this like thing, which I'm currently working on a new version of it. It would be mine retextured because it's already completely re-UV'd, or I can preserve textures while still using the same UV because I've fucked up so many times. I can basically change something completely while still having the same UVs. Yeah, because I have messed up that many times, so I learned how to fix all those things. Right, so tops. This one is probably one of my favorite ones. Blum, blum, blum. But as you can see, I probably got to re-weight paint it. Problem with this particular top, I have to manually re-weight paint it because, like, I can't use like robust on it because of these stupid things here. But I like the way it looks, so I gotta re-weight paint it. But I'm also doing a new bone, new-ish bone thing for my fizz bones, or my bone setup thing. Then you have like the turtleneck. I'm probably also going to have it to where you can make the tits smaller, like on the scaler, to where like, so it goes from like back 75 and then like back up, so that way you can have smaller titties, like when you're not in the male form. Then you have micro bikini. And then for pants, you got these asymmetrical pants. You know, you got the, like I said, this is like the street fit bottoms. You got the lace skirt, which if you had Tabitha, you kind of see like, or like quote unquote favorites. Alright, and that's pretty much the clothing currently. I have a buttload of other clothing on here, like not on it currently, but fitted, and then I have to refit it because I reworked this avatar twice, almost completely, because I was like, I don't like the way that looks. That's not quite looking the way I want it. I'm like, I want this to be able to do that. I want this to look like this. I'm like, it's not doing the things I want it to do. Oh yeah. So let me do this real quick. You have the fishnets, right? But then you have armor swap, turn it into chainmail, and this into scale mail. And this apparently just turns the leather. It's supposed to turn into scale mail. Or is it chainmail? No, I think it actually turns into chainmail. Yeah, it turns into chainmail. But I had to delete it and put it back on, and I haven't fixed the animations for like the little transition things. Then you can have like without the little front top, but then you have like the little bodysuit. So now I am going to show tattoos. On this one, you can actually turn the tattoos on and off. That is not tattoos. Alright, tattoos on. I fucking love the way the tattoo came out. Me. God damn it. I'm gonna swap. I'm also kind of going over how I actually want to do this showcase, because this is kind of like a showcase. This showcase of like my progress on stuff. You would be able to see the audio link stuff, but the audio link in this world.
And that's for the showcase. You'll have to wait.
Wait, did I not do the rotation thing for the ears yet? Oh no, I didn't. Oh. Also, I might have to fix the little bit right there. Kind of like, well, it's kind of, it's like, it doesn't look bad, but it's kind of bothering me. It's a little bit. All right, I'm gonna show you the thickness. Let's see. Alright, so technically this is the smallest certificate currently. I was like building them like nice and like big perky builds. So I also have these other avatars that are supposed to be like really like the snake. The snake I haven't worked on. Snake should have been already released. But it's the Kigi. Well, technically it's not the Kigi anymore, but whatever. It's still got the teeth. That's really it. Like everything else has been redone. Anyways, did I just disconnect? Hello? Yep. Son of a bitch! God damn it! VR chat's not responding. Is VR chat not responding? I'm leaving this in. Attempting to reconnect. I was like, why did I just go invisible? I'm over here like checking. Oh my god. Ugh. Bullshit. Alexa, what time is it? Okay, no, my internet's fine. VR chat's just. Alexa, shut the fuck up. Oh, I should have been streaming this. Yeah, I should have been streaming this. Anyways, back to my like over a little standing spot. Kind of like over here at the crossroads. Fuck. I am recording, right? Yes. Fuck. Anyways. tits will be able to become smaller. This has no blend shapes that is controlling the size of the titties. However, when I do make them smaller, there is probably going to be a blend shape that like kind of corrects it a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. I have to look into it again. And then this is the biggest I get. Also, it's a lot more noticeable of the bra squish when they're like this big. It's not like super noticeable, not like Artemis's, but it's comparable. But her best feature is the booty. Because her booty is quite literally the jiggliest. Not the fattest. Technically, the steaks is the fattest. However, I would say boom, 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 and then from the front, when I like jump up, see like the thighs go wow, 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 wow. Well, technically, this is also with like thinning. Then you got different levels of muscles, which I haven't quite transferred off all of the. I usually wear her about like this. Oh, gotta have the guns. Gotta you. And you know, then she also has like few shifts and all that other stuff. I'm not gonna go into that. However, we're going to do two things, and then probably have the video kicked off of YouTube. Probably. I'm gonna put on these pants, and then we're going to malify it. Boof. Then become sexy male. Ooh. That's what I call gentrification. I don't know. Equal gentrification. So, it's one of the reasons why her tits are like very perky and round. I had to make them that way so that when they would shrink down, and then I also had to have the lines just right, so that way the normals for like the curvature and stuff all work when it goes into the male form. However, I have to add a blend shape and resculpt because like tits being out here and like the parts in between the clothing have to be like redone. So let us take off. So it now sounds like the fur tufts, although it's got to be edited a little bit. And male nipples. Oh, look, male nipples. You ban because it has titties. It's like, no, this is the man. This is the man. The man, I got a dick and everything. Well, actually, like the pussy, like literally deletes when I switch it over. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. Also, the other tail. Oh, let me switch that tail really quick. Tails. So this also gets like to tattoos. So this tail is part of the body. Like that's actually part of the body mesh material texture sheet. It's not actually attached permanently, although I technically can, and I just scale the bone down to 0 for it to hide it. Could do that, just save one material slot. Well, no, technically it would save me 2 material slots. Yes, it would save me 2, because there is also, like, because this tail also has a... you know, I might do that. Just like I might actually attach the other tails. But I will do that at the end when I'm closer to being finished, because it's a lot easier to work on when it's actually separate. When I'm like tweaking and editing stuff, it's like it's a lot easier to mess with it when it's in a bunch of parts versus like all put together and stuff. You know, optimization. Yeah. So it's like fam, fat ass man. So I still keep the booty. Alright, switch this over to that. And then, alright. Let's go into the other avatar. Let's go into the new texture / main for Artemis. Although I am dark as shit here because I am actually black. In case you didn't know, I'm a black wolf. Where am I gonna get? Where I can be like a little bit brighter. Nope, that's about as bright as I'm gonna get. Alright, let's like add a little bit of body brightness, I guess. There you go. So there are scarred and battle and like fresh wound textures, but this one can add the fresh wounds, but this one has battle scars on it. Let's see. Take the pants off. Take the pants off. Yeah, might as well take off the tops. Can't really fully see it in this world. Some worlds you can see it really well. So you know what? Let's change it from look at me. Do some free fly. Apparently my feet are in the ground. Right, so me turn on the bloody wounds. They don't look as good as I was hoping. It's like doesn't quite give them full justice. And there's like wrist scars, there's like a bunch of stuff. And then there's just like a black, and then there's like a white one with like little white details everywhere. That's another texture set. Then and this is a new mane. Um, this is the feathered mane. I made feathers. Like I legitimately made feathers, which I'm also going to sell the feathers. You can actually like see like now they like legitimately like feathers, and these are just square hair card like feathers, but like see where it has like cutouts and stuff. Probably gonna do a couple more like color texture deals. And then this one also has hair braid, which is currently existing inside of my chest. Probably need to add the chest collider for the titty for it. Now I think about it. So that way it's not going into the titty because it's colliding with the shoulder. But, yeah. So that's one of the things I've been working on. Yeah, this world doesn't really give like full like the shine, the shimmer, and all that stuff. It was like in like a world with like a bunch of different light sources other than just like one world light. So like if you have like a bunch of different like light sources and stuff, like it pops really nice. And yeah, it is. It's making my mouth super red. They're not this red. Let's see. I've worked on the dragon a little bit. I don't know if I've ever done it in one of the... No, I have done. I've been working on the dragon on and off. I'm currently small. Let's see. Blah, 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 blah. So I got the war skirt more finished. So I got the little leather straps, which apparently I gotta weight paint it a little bit better on the front one. And then we also have. Let me turn. Motherfucker, get out of flight mode. Whore. Let me turn. So let me just like pose the wings up. Aha! Still gotta do a bunch of animation stuff, mainly for this. And then finish the armor stuff that I've been working on. Coding. The butt bag, yes. So I'm pretty happy with my butt bag now. Bye, you fool. Now, this also hasn't been textured yet, so I'm just using like a continuous like leather pattern on it right now. Same thing for this down here. This is just using like my metal and cloth tile stuff. These are also going to have like horns on them and a couple other things, making them like look really cool. Kind of wish I would have redone them, made them look a little bit different, but I already got like weight painted and attached and pretty much working for the most part, so it's kind of like Then I got a dragon skull helm I'm working on, as well as leg armor, like actual like full on like really, really cool leg armor that I'm pretty excited about. As well as like some arm. Hello, controllers. Hello, controllers. Hello? Hello? Fucking today! Thank you. Also, I need to know how to make this to where it's smoother. So it's not like snappy. Because I want to have it to where I can control it with like gestures and hand positions, like with contacts and whatnot. I am going to do that. But I also need it to where like the animations when they're like transitioning, they're not so fast. But I don't know how to do that on the puppet. I'm going to have to look it up. And then, of course, this one can race change. Not race change. This one can't race change. Although I have lots of plans for this one, but I want to have... So this is in its male form. A lot of different variants for this one. But I'm also going to be doing a bunch of other dragons that I'm going to start from scratch with like a lot of the other stuff that I've learned from like working on this one and working on other ones. I need to finish these. And then when I make my new stuff, even though I'm already working on the bodies and stuff of like I work on like parts and sections and then I just like stitch them together. So I'm like, all right, let me like work on like a leg and let me work on a pussy. Let me figure out how to do like a nipple, like different structures. Let me learn how to do hands, legs, butt. Although most of those are easy, except for hands are. They're harder to weight paint than anything else. Because I want to do a crystal and a hellfire dragon for this. And maybe try to figure out how to do some kind of clothes for it. Because it's not really built to be wearing clothes, really. Because it's a dragon, not a anthro dragon. No, it's just a fucking dragon. Fucking sick ass fucking dragon. Alright. There's probably a bunch of other stuff that I forgot. But to summarize, I've been working on stuff every day, nonstop, at least 12 hours a day, pretty much. Hardly beginning in VR chat, simply just for the fact that I have so much stuff that I want to do, and because I know more things, it takes me longer to do it. But also, I spent a lot of time fixing my fuck ups. Like, primarily substance being in learning how to set up my avatars or build my avatars in such a way where I unwrap them and then I go to texture them, I'm not going, why is it doing this? But I make really complicated avatars. Like, they're not just like, if I just made an avatar look a certain way without like any blend shapes or like any like customizations, I would have made so many avatars by now. But no, I gotta make them all fancy and like fucking do a bunch of shit. Then I'm all like, I gotta do face tracking, and then I gotta like oh, I guess that's technically new from last update. Is now have eye ear tracking or ear tracking for it. Yeah. Although I literally want to redo my teeth so bad. I did like such a basic bitch jaws for this because this was like the first dragon-esque still. Technically was it the second or third set of teeth I've done? Third? I think it's the third. But But then I like look at like some of these like really cool looking dragons with like the teeth that look like kind of like T-Rexes that are moving. I was like, my teeth could look so much cooler. Oh, I want to redo the teeth. So bad. So bad. But I've already textured it, and the texture looks amazing. It's like this is over like 24 hours of fucking texturing. Like I can't start over. I can't do it. I mean, I can. I could. But then I'd have to redo all the blend shapes and all that stuff. So it's just like, anytime you change like anything with to do with the mouth, you gotta redo all your blend shapes. So that's what I do a lot. Is like I go like, I don't quite like the way that looks, and then literally proceeds to go fuck with all the blend shapes, redoing every fucking blend shape again, like the eyes, the facial expressions, the vise memes, like all the things that you need to do to make it look cool and like seem like it's very animated. Also, this is probably my favorite tongue to do because I can do it 2 stages. I mean, Finir also has like a double step up tongue, but it's like an optional thing. And the way I did this one, I can't quite do it the same because like I made it to where it's like looks like it's like licking my face because it like comes out so fast, type thing. So doing it this way for like a dragon tongue works fine. Doing it for like a long dragon tongue because it's the tongue. It's not an add-on tongue. Like this is just literally the tongue. Because I think it looks better if you use the tongue and not doing like an add-on tongue. Although if you want it to be a penetrator, you can't really do this because essentially I'm elongating or separating the bones and like spacing them out is how I make them longer. SBS plugs don't like that. So I'm trying to figure out a way to get that to work. So, tongue technology. I have to perfect my tongue technology, but I'm like learning new little ways and steps to like do things, and like so like I'm running into an issue while I'm making these avatars. And so in my head, I'm like, all right, so when I make my next one, I will have this in mind when I'm doing it. So like they're getting better, but there's like 3 other avatars I haven't released, and I don't think they're good enough anymore for like my standard. But they're also avatars that people have been asking me for. But I also have to rework them so they're not shit. Mainly because Kami is in a kind of a limbo state of fuckery, fucked up. So I mainly made him for one of my friends. Yeah. I just had an idea for something really cool. Yeah, I just had an idea for something really cool. Sorry. Anyways, I've been fucking talking for about an hour. That's good. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Get you on the flip side. Peace.